live. In
Yeah.
3, 2, hey, we're live. Hey, we're next to each other too.
We are.
Hi, everybody.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I missed you.
I take it you had a blessed Thanksgiving.
We did. Yeah, it was
Did
very
you?
nice.
What'd you have? Tofu turkey?
No,
What'd you have?
no way.
What'd you have?
I don't do the tofu fake meat stuff.
I tried tofu at PF Chang. And I'm like, okay, this isn't bad. And then after about halfway through the meal, I'm like, yeah, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah.
I just wanted to try it because
Yeah.
I never had it before. And I thought, I'm going to try it. It was kind of salty and bland, very bland.
I mean, we've sold it for years. People ask for it. It's not one of my personal favorite products, but
my brother-in-law says it's how you prepare it. And the way he does it, I guess it's really good. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't been over there because they don't invite me over to their house.
No, we do a good, a real turkey, free, running around.
Grass-free?
Well, it's, organic. We sell organic turkeys every year. We sell a lot of turkeys. They come from a family farm. And people will always come back and say, oh, my God, that was the best tasting turkey I've had in years.
Yeah,
so
I love turkey.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready. I'm ready if you're ready.
People, you ready? Here we go. Good Health by Claudia, podcast with me, Denny Schaefer, a production of Denny Radio. It's episode 57. Woo! We're in our second year,
That is so cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Episode 57. What is monolaurin and why should I care? Well, you're going to have all those questions answered. But first, our disclaimer. The information contained in these podcasts is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or health condition. Please consult a qualified healthcare professional if you do have a medical condition. The FDA has not evaluated the information of this podcast, which represents the opinions of the hosts or the guests, which they wouldn't like our opinions anyway. Anyway.
I think we have some pretty good opinions.
We do have good opinions,
Yeah.
but they don't like those opinions.
No,
Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay, what is monolaurin and why should I care?
Well, because this week we're talking about all these beautiful, wonderful products that are available to anyone and everyone that chooses to support their immune system through, we've always said through the winter months, but anymore, we encourage people to support their immune system every day of the year.
Yeah.
Because, we had people coming in, sick during the middle of summer when it was 80 some degrees out, so it's, with all the toxins floating around, everything we talk about every week, everybody's eating stuff that, their stomach doesn't like and their immune system doesn't want. And so here we are. So we're going to talk about things that you can do to just give your immune system the power it needs, the tools it needs to really work for you through the winter months.
All right. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
Is it me or are people sicker in the winter than they are in the summer? And if so, why?
Well, it's interesting you're asking that because the other day there was a couple nurses in and we were talking. We have a lot of nurses that shop at the store, which I'm very grateful. They're very cool people. And they were exactly saying this. They've been longtime nurses and the amount people are getting sicker and sicker. And this is just what we were talking about. So I do think it's fair to say if toxins are not addressed, if they're not acknowledged, then they're going to build up in the human body. And that's what we're seeing in a lot of people. The toxins are just building up. They're coming in every day. Who's educating on these toxins? Who's educating about environmental?
You are.
Who's educating? I mean, it should be a lot. It should be a lot of people. And there are people like myself out there in the world talking about these things. But the public officials, the people overseeing public health, they're the ones that should be talking about it.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
They're the ones that should be talking about it.
They're
and they're
bought
not.
and paid for.
So that's
a whole
why,
nother podcast. So
yeah, that's why
is it because we're indoors more and we got more germs around us?
I think it's a lot of things. I think that people aren't as active as they should be. Just like after we were in Europe, that show we talked about, everybody walks everywhere in Europe, but their communities are set up that they're closer together. It's more of a little, there's central areas, there's restaurants and grocery stores and stores all in one area. Here you got to, you get in your car to go everywhere. So I think there's a lot of influences as to why people are getting more immunocompromised.
So when you were in Europe, did you see on street corners you could rent like motorized bikes, motorized scooters. Do you see any of that in Europe? Because we got it all over Toledo. Everywhere you go, I drive by UT every day going to work, and there's scooters everywhere. You go downtown Toledo, there's scooters and there's bikes.
Right.
And you have the app, you pay with your credit
Right.
card. It's so many minutes a mile, or I mean, so many dollars a mile or whatever. I've
Right.
never done it. And it's like they're feeding into the sedentary life of a lot of us that just don't want to get exercise.
Well, I have to say in Europe, most people own their own scooters. At least that's what we were told.
Okay.
They own their own bikes. They, you don't see them lying around in the street. Well, if they were, everybody'd run over them because everyone's driving every which way in Europe. But
it's crazy over
yeah,
there. All right,
yeah,
you people that are watching, if you have any questions throughout the podcast, please type them up in the comment section, which is where over there.
Yeah.
And we'll see them and we'll ask Claudia.
So
get your answers. Where do you want to start with?
Well,
the question is, what is monolaurin?
Okay, so you started with that, so we'll start with that.
Okay.
Because this is one of my favorite here, you do that.
This
is one of my favorite products. Monolaurin. This is a very, very powerful product. I was introduced to it back in the early 80s. In fact, this was the company that Pat Bassett said to me, you need to take this. And so I did. And I should call the company and ask them what year they started producing this product, because I think they were one of the first. Don't quote me on that, but I think they were. So I've been around this product for 40 years. Monolaurin it comes from lauric acid, and lauric acid is natural occurring in breast milk. And it's also natural occurring from coconut oil. Of course, no one could eat enough coconut oil every day to get what's in these capsules. But for me personally, anything that's naturally occurring in the human body or naturally occurring in breast milk, I personally think it's a pretty important substance. So nutrient. So these are fatty acids. Monolaurin is something that there's a lot of years of research. Many people say there's no research on this. Well, there's a lot of research, and it's highly antiviral. It has wonderful antiviral properties. It also has antibacterial, antifungal, but we've always focused on it over the years. We've had thousands of people take monolaurin over the years. Highly antiviral and very, very important during, cold and flu season. And we use it for other types of viruses. And we know that one of the things it does is it literally helps to break down the protective wall around a virus. It breaks it down, it weakens it. And that's part of why viruses are so difficult for the body to deal with. A lot of these things have what we call a biofilm. And this particular protective mechanism around a virus, it's very hard for our immune system to get to it. So this helps weaken it. There's other natural antiviral herbs. They all work a little differently. Some help, some interfere with the duplication. So monolaurin is definitely one of my favorite. I've used it every day for many, many years. I don't go without it, especially.
So you've been taking this every day?
I take it every day.
And did you see more people taking it during the pandemic?
Yes, because we were educating people that it was very important. And we actually there was a doctor that I've never met sending people in the store for this product. I was very surprised, but I was very thrilled. But it's a wonderful product. I think it's a very important tool to be in your wellness chest. And
every day, take it every day with a meal, one capsule.
And we even give it we have a lot of children on it, and because it's naturally occurring in breast milk. So over the years, we've had people of all ages take this product and benefit from it.
So I have this question asked to me with regularity. How do you know that they're working? You're on so many different supplements. I said, well, first off, when Claudia starts you out, she starts you on a probiotic and maybe one or two other things. And then you add as you go based on how you feel. They don't understand that. But if I've never taken monolaurin and I start taking it, will I feel any different, or will I just be healthier and not know it?
Well, a lot of people that have a viral overload, there's viruses express in many different ways.
Right.
So many people that have a viral overload, that's one of the first things they see as they take it consistently. It doesn't allow the virus to erupt. as aggressively, and over time.
So where you might get sick when you're not taking it, you're not going to get sick.
Well, remember, these are tools.
Right.
We are feeding the immune system.
Got it.
We're giving, I always say, if you're a carpenter, you got to have tools in your toolbox.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you can't build anything.
Right.
So the human body needs these basic tools, and monolaurin, certainly, in my opinion, is one of those products.
All right. You talked about research before, and I know that there's a lot of haters out there that say there hasn't been any research. But if you look at your screen right now, you can see that there's plenty of research out there regarding monolaurin and viruses. And if we could scroll down there a little bit, you can see it's out there. It's up there. A lot of people just want to deny it, but there's plenty of research out there.
And this whole site is about research done on monolaurin. I mean, there's tremendous amount of research. It's just, it doesn't always get acknowledged. And that's not just with monolaurin. We see it with different herbs. We see it in a lot of things. But, it's important to know that this stuff isn't just, coming out of the woodwork. I mean, it's been around a long time. There's a lot of research showing the effectiveness of it against viruses and other things. But
for those of you that want to, check it out and read this, it's been linked to the Facebook page in the description of today's podcast. So you can click on the link and you can check it out. But when they say there's no research, they're wrong.
Yeah, there's a lot of research on monolaurin. It's something you want to take with food. Now, this particular one is a 600 milligram. Solaray makes one also. I was going to bring it and forgot, but it's a 500 milligram. They also make a 300. So we sometimes I've never seen anyone take too much monolaurin, to be honest. I've never seen it. I've never seen anyone have some kind of weird reaction or get overloaded with it.
This is staying with me. I'm making notes on it. I'm writing on it.
So, do one a day.
All right.
And I don't know that you need the 600 milligram. You could do the 300, but that's okay.
I could cut it in half.
Do one a day with food. Over the last 3 years, when all that stuff was going on in the world, I was taking 6 of these a day.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even mess around. It's like, and it worked. I mean, it was, thank God, my immune system is strong, and I'm grateful. And so it's a wonderful product.
All right.
And I encourage
that goes in the
people to
Denny
do
pile.
that.
That's why I like having you here. I can just reach over and grab them. I don't stop in the store.
I have a feeling most of this stuff is not coming home with me.
Well, a lot of them I'm already familiar with. Like this, I take this every day.
Yeah, we did in fact, I meant to look up what episode we did the interview with Sally Bird. She's the national educator for this company. Can you see that?
Yeah, this stuff is awesome.
This is purified silver. Silver Biotics is one of my favorite companies. They've done a lot of research. They've done third party. They've connected with third party. What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
Anyway,
all I know is it works anytime. I mean, I take it every day. And then if I feel something coming on, a little weirdness, I'll up it to 3-4 times a day. I'll just walk by and I'll see it. I'll go, ooh, and I'll do 3-4 squirts under the tongue. See, this is just the bottle, but you also sell it. See, this is the bottle. This is your backup.
Right.
You get the spray, you get the smaller spray bottle, and then you just keep pouring this into the spray bottle. So you just have it with you, and you under the tongue, 3-4 squirts whenever you're thinking of it. And I'm telling you, that stuff is rock solid.
And this is real. Research has shown that it has antibacterial activity. So it does have some antiviral, but we use it actively to help support the body when it comes to bacteria. And also, I didn't bring the gel, but we've talked about the gel. There's a silver gel. It's wonderful for anything topical, cuts, whatever, scrapes, splinters, bug bites.
I've sprayed it when I cut my finger. I would spray it on there.
Yeah.
So
it's a great product.
It is.
Yeah. A lot of misinformation out in the world about silver. It's unfortunate. I think it goes back to the quality or lack of the company that somebody's using. Plus, there's a lot of people that make their own silver. I'm personally not a fan of that. There's books on how to make your own silver.
Yeah.
But that's not my thing. I think it's very important that it's made properly so it doesn't get stored in the body. That's the big issue. It does what it's meant to do, and then it leaves the cell. So this is a great product, Silver Biotics. I love that company. And this, it's easy to give to children because it tastes like water.
It's all it is. It
It
tastes like
tastes like
water to
water.
me.
So we do have, and remember, when you're giving children supplements, you want to give them less. You don't want to give them a lot. You cut things back. So it says on the label 1 teaspoon 3 times a day. We
Right.
have many people that do that. Some people do more. I do more every day. I have for a long time. But with children, you want to cut that back.
Quarter to a half teaspoon, it says,
Exactly.
once daily for the kids.
Exactly. But it's a wonderful tool for the immune system.
Okay, what's next?
Next is black elderberry syrup. A lot of people know about black elderberry. It's been documented for hundreds of years or long time for its antiviral properties. And this is traditionally, it's made in a syrup. This particular one by Gaia has organic cane sugar in it to sweeten it. Some are with honey. They're all a little different, but this is a very nice product. We've sold it for years, good quality, and a lot of, and this is something that you can actively give to children. They actually make one that says for children. It's the same product. It's just dosed differently. So they made a separate package for it, but great product. Again, very supportive during the winter months. So I would encourage anyone to, check it out. Great product.
Now, would you take all three?
Well,
we've talked about, would you take the monolaurin? Would you take the silver? Would you take the elderberry syrup?
I take
black elderberry
monolaurin.
syrup?
I take monolaurin and silver every day, and I have for years.
Mm-hmm.
Once in a while, I throw in black elderberry. But I have found that for my immune system, monolaurin and the silver, they're a great team.
Okay.
I also take andrographis every day. Andrographis, this is an amazing herb. It's been traditionally used in North American native culture. So it's been documented for hundreds of years. And it was used for lung health, for pulmonary health. And there's a lot of research on andrographis. I brought a book. I love this little book. I'd love to get the author on our show. This is an amazing herb because it has many properties. It's antibacterial, antiviral, and it supports the immune system. It supports helps to support the lymph. This is a great little book. We have it at the store.
I've seen it at the store.
Yeah, it's this product. In fact, many years ago, Joe Bassett, who I always talk about, he had an article. I wish I had all of the articles that he had collected over the years. They were in business 50 some years. I'm sure there's a warehouse somewhere with crates of amazing pieces of research. And he had an article that was within the article saying that during the flu epidemic of 1918, India had one of the lowest mortality rates worldwide. And this is the herb that they credited it to. And even though I've not been able to find that research article after all these years, this doctor, he talks about that in this book.
I think it's research at the back of the book.
Yeah. But he does talk about
original studies
during the flu epidemic, how it was credited for helping to support people through that situation. I mean, they estimate that 50 to 100 million people died.
Oh man.
So, but andrographis it's Ayurvedic. It's part of the Ayurvedic healing system. It's indigenous to India and parts of China. So it's used heavily, especially in India. It's very well known herb there, but we've been blessed to have it in the United States for a long time. Again, I don't even remember what year I was turned on to this. It was late 70s, early 80s. I take a lot of andrographis. So the monolaurin, the silver, the andrographis, those are in part what I personally do for my own immune system.
All right, we have a question. Does the body build up a tolerance to monolaurin and other immune support supplements? Yeah, good question.
That's a very good question. These particular products, we've never seen that. And in any research and any people that researchers or educators that I've spoken with at trade shows, no, we've never seen that happen. So, but it's a good question.
All right, I have a question about the andrographis.
Yeah.
Liver support, immune function. Okay, you talked about that.
Right.
Joint health. I find this time of the year, it's gotten really cold in
Right.
Toledo in the last week or so. And I have arthritis, especially in my knees and on my joints. And I've had a rough week because of the temperature turned so fast. I
Right.
mean, it was warm and I'm playing golf with shorts on. And then next thing you know, I'm wearing a winter coat like that.
Right.
And joint health. Now, would that be something that I might want to consider, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's again, it's a great product. I would do one a day. Now makes I brought this also. You can look for either Terry Naturally, which is a great company, or Now Foods, family owned. These are all independent owned companies, which I love. So you could look for that as well. So yes, I think it's worth trying.
Okay, so this is one a day.
Yep.
With a meal or without a meal?
Either way.
Either way.
Either way.
I kind of like taking them in the morning, like on an empty stomach.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a few that I take.
Some things should be like monolaurin is going to work better with
food.
Yes, exactly.
So these are either way. Okay.
All
and
right.
It's the same milligrams?
Yes. Just two different companies that I wanted to show.
Okay.
Now, and I'm showing these products in no particular order. So this has been around, Source Natural, great company, been around many, many years. Here, show this one.
Okay.
This is called
this stuff is wonderful.
Herbal Resistance. Now,
Yeah.
This is a combination of herbs. There are both antibacterial and antiviral herbs in this particular product. The one I brought, the one we sell the most of, is an alcohol-free extract. So alcohol-free are a little easier to take. A lot of people think they taste a little better. Traditional extractions are in alcohol, so which is wonderful. Very, that's how you really pull the potency out of herbs, or that's how they did it over the centuries. But some of the companies have come out with alcohol free. This is a very popular product for us. You can use it for children. You can use it for adults. And the beauty of this product, when somebody comes in and they don't quite know what they're dealing with, this is both in one product. So you're getting both the benefit of antibacterial herbs. There's cactus in there. There's elderberry, which is antiviral.
I love the taste.
It's a very nice. And some people use it as they use it daily through the cold and flu season for prevention. Some people will come in and they're fighting something and they grab it. So you can do it both ways.
That's the way I've been using it, and it's wonderful.
But with a product like the Herbal Resistance, that's a product that, you don't want to use it every day for months and months and months. When it comes to some of the antibacterial herbs, sometimes they work a little better when you need them versus taking it every day. So this particular product can be used proactively. It can be used when you're dealing with something. So nice product. Of course, I brought oregano.
Oh, wonderful.
Oregano, highly, highly potent North American herb and spice. They make a very potent product. It's a great product, antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial. It's also been shown to be antiparasitic. Oregano is a wonderful tool to use in your, wellness chest. Some people use it every day. I do use it every day. It's one of those things.
I use it just about every day. And
Yeah.
the reason why you turned me on to this is, and I've told the story before, I'm going to do it again. I had a horrible toothache. They wanted to redo the root canal because, root canals only last so long. What? So they wanted me to, do what you do for a root canal and just retreat it. They call it a retreat.
Right.
And I called you and I said, they want me to try an antibiotic. And you're like, no, come into the store.
Well,
so I go into the store and this is what you gave me.
right.
And you told me, put a few drops on a cotton ball, stick it back where the pain is.
Yeah.
And within 48 hours, no pain. I haven't had the retreat. If I ever feel anything weird back there, I put a few drops. I'll rub it into my gums.
Yep, there you go.
Boom. This stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
Oregano, people, you need to get, and you can take just like 2 drops if you want under your tongue, or you can put it in water or something.
And this, you start you just start 1 or 2 drops. This is very potent stuff. You don't want to.
It kicks your butt.
Yeah. You don't want to start with a dropper full. You want to start with 1 or 2 drops. Most Americans, I feel, because of what we've dealt with through the years, I think most Americans have an underlying fungal overgrowth, and this is highly antifungal. So, you don't want to start a big dose because it can,
Yeah.
it kicks a little butt. So,
It's powerful. It
yeah.
really is. So you got to be careful with that. Just
Yeah.
one drop under the tongue, bam.
Yeah, it's a great product. There's also capsules. I brought them. I think they're still in the bag, but we'll leave them.
Well, I'll just help myself to the bag.
Well,
I'm kidding, of course. No,
so
I'm
vitamin
not
C, good old fashioned
Oh, yeah.
vitamin C.
kidding. Right there.
Yeah, very important. Now foods. Now I love this. I've taken this one for years, but I'm more and more I'm getting into the food based. I like the food based vitamin C. I've shown this one before. This is from Camu Camu, which is a natural source of vitamin C. It's what we would consider food based. So it's because most ascorbic acid in the United States, well, the raw material is coming from fermented corn. And because corn is being genetically played with and all these things,
Oh, boy.
a lot of people want to get away from corn sources. So we offer this. It's a great product. I use it every day, and it works beautifully.
And it's 1,000 milligrams?
1,000 milligrams.
Oh,
No,
this one's
no.
more.
Food based. The food based products they're always going to be a lower amount.
Oh, okay.
So in 3 of these,
150 milligrams
there you go.
of vitamin
'Cause
C.
that's-
But it says
but remember-
proprietary blend, 2,100 milligrams.
But remember,
3 capsules a day?
the philosophy of food based is that because these are not, the nutrients are not being synthesized, they're coming from actual food sources. The philosophy is that they have a better bioavailability. They're easier for the body to uptake and utilize. So that's why with a vitamin C from food base, it's not going to be listed as high like the 1,000 milligram per cap. But
so this is food based. This is not.
Yes,
This one is
this
not.
is ascorbic acid.
But they're both
great products.
products.
And vitamin
Okay.
C is just really an important thing to do.
Every day I take it.
Next one is my community. We've done, I meant to look up the episodes that we had all of the educators on.
Yeah, we have these guys on.
Yeah, we had these guys. Now, this is the My Community. This is a combination of therapeutic mushroom activity. And, there's so much research being done on different mushroom activities. They're very important for immune support. They're doing different things. This particular one has a bunch of different mushrooms in it for all around support for brain, immune, whatever.
Another question: do omega-3 supplements help to support the immune system? Omega-3s.
Well, they're very important for the heart and they're important for the brain. I would say yes, even though it's not one of the things when people come in for immune support, it's not one of the first things we grab. But anything that's supporting the body is, when you're talking about essential fatty acids, when you're talking about different antioxidants, that's why the products I brought a whole basket full, and I thought, oh my God, but there were so many more I could have grabbed.
Right.
Because when you're talking about, especially individual herbs that have all these beautiful antioxidants in them, they're immune supportive. They're helping the body. So it's an interesting question that does omega-3 have immune supporting ability? I'm going to say yes, even though it's supporting the brain and the heart. But the more research they're doing on EPA and DHA, they're finding that it's active in other areas. So so to that point, taking a good omega-3 supplement every day, I think is very important. I think it's incredibly important, especially the DHA, which nourishes the brain. And so many of our American children, they're struggling. They can't think clearly. And, nobody should be wondering why. We always talk about this. It's all the junk they're being fed. It's like, come on, everybody, quit giving kids junk. Most people from my generation, I'm 65 now, the older generations, we weren't raised on all that junk. It wasn't around. But these kids are being harmed by the very foods, the fast food, the pop, the pasteurized milk, all of it. It's causing havoc to their immune system. So, and it's affecting their brain and the way their cognitive function. So DHA is very important for them.
All right, what's next?
Next, I want to show just a couple. Now makes another wonderful. This is called Allibiotic.
Oh,
and this particular product is a combination. So flip over the front, and what's it say here? Here. Read what it says here.
With garlic extract plus olive leaf extract, elderberry, and oregano. Non-drowsy.
It's all in one capsule. So a lot of customers love this product. They don't want to do some of the individual things. So they'll do, and again, Allibiotic, it can be used to help prevent or support, to give you a better chance of being out in the world and not catching everything. Some people use it when they're fighting something. And again, I just wanted to show an array of products because they're out there. They're available. It's just people just don't know what they have access to. So that's why we're doing this.
All right. So let me ask you this, because there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, been a dozen products or so, and you've got a bunch more that we probably won't have time to get to. If you were going to say to somebody, they're like, I am tired of being sick every winter. I'm indoors and it's cold and I work in an office and the people I work with are filthy humans. And I don't want to be sick this year.
Right.
What would be your top
Where would
three?
you start?
Where would you start? What would be your top three?
Well, and always probiotics. I didn't bring them because we always talk about probiotics.
Number one, probiotic. If you're not taking a probiotic, you're screwed.
And remember,
okay, that might be a little drastic.
But it's fair to say this country is generations deficient in the good flora, because the good flora has to be passed generation to generation through breast milk. And, back in the 60s, we've talked about this. Women were going into the workforce and they were told they didn't, wasn't important to breastfeed. Give your babies a soy milk, which is very unfortunate for those babies, millions of them that were raised on soy formula. So they started life with a deficiency of the flora, and their gut was trying to break down soy, and babies aren't meant to drink soy. So at any rate, probiotics for me are always number one.
Always number one, probiotic. Remember that.
D3.
This one is one of the top three you would have them take. All right.
Because
liquid vitamin D3 drops.
And I brought Blue Bonnet, another great family company. These are liquid, very drops. And there's different amounts. One SKU is 1,000 units. One SKU is 2,000.
One drop.
So one drop, it doses out exactly what it says. So one drop of this particular product is 5,000 units.
Wow.
We do the 1,000 or the 2,000 for small children, teenagers, what have you. But this is 5,000. When I had my radio show going back how many years now, I had a wonderful educator on. We did a lot of education on D3 before, everybody discovered how important it was. And this educator, she said, you got to remember, this is a precursor hormone. So it's a catalyst. It's helping other very important things happen. So it's very important for brain health, bone health, and immune health. So to me, D3 should be in the mix.
And how many drops a day? Just take one drop daily? That's all. One drop.
Just one.
Well, and this also helps you when we're in cloudy skies, correct? When it's no sunshine, it's like this is like happy drops, people.
Yeah, so a lot of people are affected during the winter months when we're not getting the same
affective disorder.
Exactly.
Sad.
And I'll tell you, they're always, Western medicine is always labeling and naming everything, but they're not getting to the underlying, what's it really mean? So we have many customers that will not go without D3 during the winter, because it makes, without it, they feel they're down and they don't, they're lethargic, but they take that D3, and this is coming from the people taking it, perks them up.
I take it all year. I take it every day.
They feel so much better.
Yep.
So, probiotics, D3, those are essential.
All right, last one.
But if you're going to do, it's hard to say one thing. I would probably, again, I'm a fan of Monolaurin because it's so highly antiviral. and the silver, they make it because it's antibacterial. They make a great team, but all these products are wonderful. So you start with something, and we're not suggesting you jump into 10 different products. Anyone that knows me knows
Right.
I don't like that. You do one thing at a time so you can feel what it's doing in your body. And again, a lot of people are on meds. Some of these products, no contraindication with any meds. But, when it comes to supplements, so many people are on meds, which are already causing adverse reactions and biochemical havoc in the body.
Mm.
When doctors say, oh, that product interferes with a drug, well, really, the supplement is trying to accomplish something in a positive way. A drug is symptomatic. It's creating something, it's creating a different symptom, even though the underlying factor is still there. So, I'm a fan of do natural first.
Always.
Do support your immune system. Give your body a chance to do what it is intended to do.
Last
So
question, Stephanie. Does that D3 have K2 also?
this particular one does not, and I almost brought K2 because we know K2 is very, very important. K2 is helping to make sure that calcium is getting into the bone properly. It's getting, so, when we talk about minerals, you need D3, you need K2, you need magnesium. So calcium is important, but over the years, we've seen a lot of people dumping calcium in all the wrong places because they're missing the synergistic nutrients that help it get to where it should be. So
it's not doing you any good.
Right. So some of the D3s already, a lot of the companies are coming out with D3 K2 now.
Okay, combo.
So,
all right,
yeah.
We don't have time to get to the rest of these, although I
No?
just want you to know the Clear. This is wonderful nasal spray when you got sinus issues like I deal with a lot.
Yeah.
This is awesome. It also comes with oregano in it.
Yes.
And that is awesome. It just, woo,
Yeah.
it really gets you going. This one does not, but it's the
this
extra
is the
strength.
original.
Yeah,
right.
the original. But this is wonderful. This is wonderful.
Do we have time for one more?
Sure.
All right. So one more. A lot of people are dealing with lung issues, respiratory issues, and herbs, etc. This is a great product, Lung Tonic. It can be used long term, but the herbs in here are supporting respiratory health. So I just wanted to bring it, show it. It's something that we'll probably talk about in deeper length at a different podcast.
We can do that.
Yeah.
And we're on every week on Tuesdays for now. Of course, once we get into the podcast studio, which could be, we don't know, hopefully within
we're working
the next,
on it.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
We might have to change it up and figure out, what's the best day to do it. But I know this is whenever we do the Facebook Live, then I take the audio and I edit it down and I put it in podcast form in audio only. And those are up on Fridays.
Right.
Those are, this would be a really good podcast to share with friends of yours that may be sickly, especially this time of the year. They're sick all the time. Send it to them, say, hey, for what it's worth, there might be something here that could help you. Pick up a couple of these products over at Claudia's store on Secor Road and just see what happens. Just see how much better you feel. I am living proof, people. I'm down 20 pounds over a year. I rarely ever get sick. And if I do, I call Claudia, and she's like, oh, she's better than calling 911. She knows exactly what for me to take. I mean, I'm not saying don't call 911. I would if I'm bleeding or something.
Right.
But whenever I have any kind of issue, I call her. There's always a product, always.
Well,
and it helps.
Well, here's the thing, and I've said this for years. Nature's Pharmacy offers us what we need.
Right.
It's just in this country, we have lack of knowledge.
Right.
About natural things. I mean, everyone knows pharmaceuticals. You see small kids that, they know more about drugs than it's unbelievable because
it's a shame. 5-6-year-old kids on drugs.
It is sad. But at any rate, we've got all these beautiful products from Nature's Pharmacy. We're so grateful. And it's in the knowledge. That's why we're doing what we're doing. It's to share what we've learned over the years and witnessed so many people improve their health. So that's what it's about for us, is helping people improve their health, and everyone, can join in and help improve their own health too.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Claudia, next week, what are we doing?
Well, we have Brenda Watson. She's from
She's coming back.
yeah, she's coming back. We're
Brenda's
very
back.
happy. Yep, she's wonderful, and we're going to talk more about probiotics. Her company is Vital Planet. So really looking
great
forward.
company, great products. Listen, take control of your health,
Exactly.
especially this time of the year. Even if you take baby steps, one or two things, start doing it. You're going to start feeling better. And next thing you know, you're going to be all in like I am. And maybe one day I'll show you my pill box, but it's huge. But it's supplements. I mean, and I'm proud to take them because this is the best I've felt my entire life.
I love that. I'm so
more
happy
balanced now, and you'll talk to people I work with because we work in close quarters. I'm more in balance now than I've ever been. My mood is more regulated, and I'm easy to get along with. And I'm having a lot of fun. And I know it's because over a year ago, I started going down the natural supplement road and, eating to your blood type. So I've made a lot of changes.
Yeah.
I don't miss anything.
Yeah.
Every now and then, I'll have a chocolate covered pretzel like I did after Thanksgiving. Oh, so good. But I don't crave it like I used to.
There you go.
So it can be done. I'm living proof.
Yeah. And you're doing a great job.
All right, Claudia, like always, I'm giving you the last word.
Well, we just want to keep reminding everyone, we do have the ability to help ourselves. We do have the ability to feel better. We just have to commit to it. We just have to prioritize it. A couple weeks ago, there was a guy going on and on about how expensive it is to be healthy. And then he's telling me about all that he always buys the newest, fastest cell phone. And the last one he bought was $1,200 and he didn't blink an eye at it. And I looked at him and I said, we're all prioritizing different things. I prioritize my health. You're prioritizing a new cell phone. It's all good. But, when people are not doing what they can to help themselves, and then they want to complain about it, and then they want everybody else to flip the bill for it, it's like, none of that makes sense to me. We all need to remember we're responsible for our health and our children and grandchildren. You guys hear me say this every time. Our grandchildren and our children, they need our help. They need us. They need us as a society to quit junking them out. They are the ones paying the price. And it's very sad. We just the other day had another 6-year-old on an antidepressant. This is tragic stuff. And we're seeing it more and more. So at any rate, do your best, everybody. Just take it one day at a time. Just become more mindful. That's all it is. Just care about what you're eating, care about what you're drinking, pay attention to how it makes you feel, because the human body is very wise, and it will always let you know if you put something in that it doesn't like, it's going to let you know it. So pay attention to that and honor it. So keep working on it. And we're going to keep working on it from this side. We're going to just keep doing what we do every week to help educate and get the word out there. And we're grateful that everybody is tuning in. Thank you so much. And thanks for helping us grow. And that's it. Keep the faith, shine your light, share your love, and we'll see you next week. Peace.